Hello everyone, welcome back to Let Me Tell You Why podcast, Jeremy Jacobitz. I am your host, Jeremy Jacobitz, and today we have a very, very, very special topic. Every week it's a special topic, I guess. But this week we are talking about how the best food, quote unquote, or best restaurants, quote unquote, doesn't exist, and how that ties into contents and social media and my approach to everything. We're going to go do a little deep dive into that. Also, one of my favorite Miami restaurants is coming to New York City, along with more restaurant news I got. And of course, what I'm into. But before all that, thank you guys so much for listening, for watching, for doing all those things. Remember to sub, remember to leave those reviews, comments, 5 stars. It's all truly so helpful. Share the podcast, put it on your story, send it to a friend, send it to your mom, send it to your family. Let everyone know they should be listening and watching Let Me Tell You Why podcast, wherever you watch and listen to the podcast. And of course, merch is still on sale. Use code SEPT25 for 12% off everything on jeremyjshop.com. Fall's coming up. You might want to get those sweaters. Look at this. I'm drinking my coffee right now out of my beautiful Let Me Tell You Why coffee mug right here. This thing stays cold all day. Like I put ice in here. The ice is so perfectly cold in the afternoon. It's actually incredible. I mean, I drink my coffee faster than that, but I go back and look at it. And I'm always like, damn. So yeah, check that all out. And if I sound better this week, if I sound nicer this week, my voice sounds more rich and more clear, more clarity. Hopefully I do, because I did buy a brand new mic. If you're watching YouTube, you see it right here. So yeah, I hope I sound good this week. All right, let's get into some restaurant news. One of my favorite Miami restaurants is coming to New York City. Motek is bringing their Mediterranean kosher style food to Flatiron this September. I have loved everything I've had there, and I've been there many times. But do not skip their eyes. Might be the best I've ever had. Plus other things like their house-made laffa, hummus, schnitzel, and so much more. I'm seriously psyched for this opening. Hopefully I get in there soon so I can not only eat it, but make a little video for you guys. From the team behind Fish Cheeks and Bangkok Supper Club comes Bub's Bakery, an allergen-free pastry shop opening this September. Think items like cinnamon rolls, cupcakes, biscuits, all without dairy, gluten, soy, eggs, and nuts. So I know what you're thinking. How do you make good pastries without everything that makes pastries good? I don't know, but they promise that you won't miss it at all, and I'm excited to try that one. And here's the thing. Here's the thing with food. You try it, and then you decide. And think that's what I love about it. The legendary Rosa Mexicano is moving into the Empire Hotel, officially opening Rosa Mexicano Lincoln Center. All of your favorites, of course, are there. Great drinks and a tableside guac that everybody loves. Prime Rib No. 7 is the new Korean barbecue and sushi spot opening in Astoria this month. This is a giant 130-seat restaurant that will have an all-you-can-eat barbecue menu featuring marinated chicken, beef bulgogi, spicy lamb, butter garlic scallops, or prime short rib, plus an all-you-can-eat sushi menu. On top of that, every weekend there will be a live DJ. The Argyle is a new cocktail lounge opening under Marquette in Chelsea. They will feature Caribbean-inspired drinks, sandwiches, and more. Think cease and desist. That comes in mezcal, chocolate, green chartreuse, and black mint, or their jerk short rib sandwich, which has a red cabbage jalapeno slaw, all on a house-made cocoa bread. Piccola Cucina Enoteca just opened, and it has a menu of Italian and Spanish-inspired small bites, plus a 4,000-bottle wine cellar. Some of the standouts include arancino with Bronte pistachio and squid ink, homemade salmon sausage, and picana skewers with spiced eggplant mousse. Mama Meze just launched brunch, and breakfast will be coming soon, all from the team behind La Pecora Bianca and Chef Eina Arami. Some of the standouts would be a spicy shakshuka, challah French toast, and Mediterranean omelet with feta. That's the way I like to eat. All right, let's talk about what you may have missed. Korean breakfast sandwich of my dreams. I went back to Cafe 20 Grams within the Jubilee Market in Greenpoint. This is like a hidden gem of all hidden gems. Everything they have there has been amazing. They went viral a few months ago, last year, because of the really cheap sliders that they make, both cheeseburger sliders and tuna melt sliders. Really fantastic. And then I forgot why I was even on the website the other day and I was looking, and I was like, what is this breakfast sandwich? They make a breakfast sandwich and put it on a Korean hotdog, which is the street food that I had in Korea that is like flaky and then like oozing brown sugar. So people are calling it a Korean McGriddle. So check that out. And also Korean, big Korean week. Korean breakfast burrito is one of the best in New York City. Went to Sambol on my list forever in Bed-Stuy, and I finally got the Korean breakfast burrito, and it was so good. I'm putting together a little roundup of breakfast burritos in New York City, so watch for that soon. Should be a YouTube, should be a Substack, should be a Instagram, TikTok, social short form video too. So hopefully I have that done this week actually. And then I don't forget if I've talked about it on the podcast, but I did launch a new short form interview series called What's Your Bagel? Every episode, I interview another celebrity, influencer, whoever, and I taste their bagel. We chit chat, and then I give them a score. This week's episode was with Raina Greenberg. Episodes are really fun. They're really short. They are all freaking hilarious because I think like what your bagel order is says so much about who you are. And so far in the 5 episodes, that has been completely true. It has been hilarious. People have been doing. I'm filming a whole lot more this week. So check that out. That is YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. And I'm also keeping track of everyone's scores. There's going to be a full rankings, which is updated every single week on my Substack, jeremysub.com. So check all that, watch the past episodes. And if you guys have any suggestions on who I should have on, definitely let me know. Okay, so this week's main topic is going to be the quote unquote best food and/or restaurants doesn't exist. And listen, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. I literally put out a video this week saying the best fries in the world are from Nathan's. And I think there's a few things going on here. And I get yelled at a lot about like how I phrase things. And I'm actually very careful about how I phrase things on the internet. I very rarely say the best. Because how would I know? Especially when I travel. And we'll get into travel stuff in a minute, but like how would I truly know what's best? Have I had every single fry in the entire world? No. And I feel like when we say the best of something on the internet, it's sort of what we really mean is my favorite, our favorite. But when you say my favorite, I think it like prevents someone from stopping. Because remember, people are scrolling and they're scrolling. You gotta fucking have something jumping out at them. Especially at a time where most of your content is seen by people that don't follow you. When you say my favorite is this and they don't even know who you are, then why would they care what your favorite is? If you say the best fries are from Nathan's, they stop. The best fries, and they have an opinion on it. They either say yes or no. Or, ooh, I didn't know that. Ooh, I have to try, which is the idea. But truly it doesn't exist. And I see this play out a lot like in my travel content. So let's use my Dallas content, my Dallas videos that I made a few weeks ago after my trip there. And again, going back to the idea that like I am very careful with my words. You know, you'll notice me saying like the best new tacos in New York City. I'm not saying this is now the best taco in New York City. I'm saying this is the best new taco in New York City. How many new tacos are there? I don't know. The 2 of them, 3 of them? What's even definition of new? Does that mean the past week, month, year? But it's just something to grab someone's attention. Because if I was just like, hey guys, another taco place opened up and it's like pretty freaking good and blah, blah, it's like you're already off. You're already off the fucking video. And maybe that's what I say like in the context of the video if you guys actually watch it. But no one's stopping on the video being like, another taco place opened. Cool. You gotta have some reason for people to stop on a video. And I think about that a lot in my videos too, of like, what's going to make someone stop? What's going to feel like a hyperbole, but truly isn't? Because watch the video and you'll find out. Sort of the idea. But anyway, going back. So I went to Dallas, and I do this with my travel videos. I'll say, here are 10 must-eat places when you visit Dallas. And people don't pay attention to what I'm saying. They just see the 10 in Dallas, and that's it. And then they watch the video. But if you break down what I'm saying, truly, and think about it, I'm saying 10 must-eat. So that doesn't mean there could be 100 must-eat restaurants in Dallas. I'm just telling you, here are 10 of the spots you must eat at in Dallas. And listen, maybe I say this, maybe I don't, but my intention behind it is when you visit Dallas, which is telling you this isn't a video for people that live in Dallas. If you live in Dallas, you probably know about these restaurants. You've probably been to these restaurants. You probably love these restaurants. These are restaurants for people because I'm a tourist, I'm making videos for them. That's my perspective. I can't make a video about living in Dallas because I don't. So that can't be it. I can't say here's the best things in Dallas. Absolutely. Because I was there for 4 fucking days. How would I do that? But I could say, well, I had 4 days there, and here's what I was able to explore and find and love. And if you're visiting here, how should I do it? And it ties back also to this idea of best and why I'm not saying here's the best restaurants in Dallas. Forget about the fact that like I can't do that. It's that it's sort of like to me like who cares? You know what I mean? If I was like this is the best Italian restaurant in Dallas. But what's the difference? I'm in New York City. The best and not the I'm just using Dallas as an example. I'm not saying this is the truth now, but like if I'm at the best restaurant in Italian restaurant in Dallas, maybe that's like, I don't know, like the 50th best Italian restaurant in New York City. So who fucking cares? My approach when I make travel videos is to try and tell a story about that city for someone that's visiting there. And I think what I'm looking for is a few things. I'm looking for like what restaurant is serving dishes that is representative of the food and culture there, what restaurants mean something to that city, along with what is deemed some of the best, quote unquote. And that's some hotter restaurants, maybe that's some trending restaurants, maybe that's some classic restaurants. I want to tell a story that tells you about the city. And I kind of made that video when I did like your first day in New York City video. And I mean, I think these places are the best. And again, I'm using that word, but of the best when you're in New York City. So I did Utopia Bagels, which is again, maybe not the best, but it's my favorite because you could argue about the best bagel and we're all correct almost, unless you say Papa Bagel. But I wanted you to have a bagel. I wanted you to have pizza, Joe's Pizza. And actually, Joe's Pizza is a great example of this. I don't think Joe's Pizza is technically the best pizza in the entire world, but I think it is the like definitive New York City slice. And if you're coming to visit New York City, you should eat the definitive New York City slice, not the pizza restaurant that New York Times called the best in New York City. Because I don't think that tells you anything about New York City. You know what I mean? And then go to Katz's. And Katz's is, goddamn, choose our words wisely. Katz's is my favorite pastrami sandwich I've ever had in the entire world. Things have come close, but it is my favorite. But it also says something about the city. Emilio's Bellato, my favorite red sauce Italian, but also a place that speaks to New York City. Go there. Fico's, another Italian deli that again is my favorite Italian deli, but we could argue about that all day. But again, it's a place that says something about New York City, and that's why I like to travel. If I was only looking for the best food ever, I would never leave New York City. Because why? We basically have the best of everything. And I think about like, the example I always bring up is when I was in Korea. And I went to Iang Toli Fried Chicken. And you go in there, and we walked in, it was like, the whole restaurant was like smaller than my apartment. We go in at like 3 p.m. The one dude is sitting there, drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, watching TV. Didn't even look open. I walk in, he did not speak any English, but we were able to communicate enough. And basically he was like, beer and chicken. And you just say yes, because that's the only thing on the menu. It's the only thing you're allowed to order. You can't order anything else. So he goes to this big, huge fryer, still smoking a cigarette, and he makes us fried chicken, and he makes us that beer. And like, was it the best fried chicken I've ever had? No. Was it one of my favorite eating experiences ever? Absolutely. And like, that's why I travel, and that's what I want to show off. And that's the beauty of travel content. It's not that I was in Korea looking for the best Korean fried chicken you could ever have. This is it. It's like, I want to tell a story about this place, and this place tells a story about that. And I think my goals with the travel videos in particular, it should be 50-50 in the comments. It should be 50% people telling me, holy shit, I can't believe an out-of-towner nailed it. And it should be 50% being like, you totally missed it. And I think that means I did good, honestly, because like it's spurred on conversation, and you are from Dallas, and you should have an opinion about where I went. Now, do I disagree with you when you tell me those places are bad? Yeah, 1,000,000%. I may not know what's best in Dallas because I don't live there, but I know when I had good food. I know when I had bad food. And I think like a good example of that is Fuel City Tacos. Fuel City Tacos is a place I went to, it's a gas station which has this giant convenience store and 24/7 cash only taco shop attached to it, right? And there's a few locations in Dallas. And I was told to go here by a local Dallas resident that I know. And she was like, I grew up going here. This is like so Dallas, you have to have it. And that meant something to me. And even in the comments of that video, people were like, oh, like I would only go there 3 in the morning. I wouldn't eat these, blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, I was like, yes, but that's why I went there. Again, I am not on the hunt for what are the best tacos in Dallas because I would have to live there my entire life to even come close to trying to eat all the tacos to figure that out. I was in search of what is a story, what is an experience, what is a memory of Dallas that means something to Dallas people. And that tells a story about this city. So then so many other comments were like, holy shit, we can't believe you hit up this spot. Like, this is where I went as a kid. Burger House, same thing. Some people are like, this burger sucks, blah, blah, blah. It's like, the burger doesn't suck. But the other half of the comments were like, I have the fondest memories of eating there as a kid. Like, this is Dallas. And that's what I want to do with my travel videos. I want to immerse you in the city because it's not about what's best because the best is unattainable. The best, it means literally nothing because it's food and it's just someone's opinion. And who cares? And yes, there are trusted sources in the food world. I like to think I'm one of those people. And I will use the word best when I do, but just kind of know it just means my favorite. And although I'll fight you. I'll fight you that it's the best, but it truly isn't because who knows? Because that doesn't exist. Another good example is like, I went to, and I just using Dallas just because it's very top of mind because I just put that video out a few weeks ago. But I went to, it was like the La Victoria breakfast burrito spot. And these are the comments that I love. Comments that I love are this. It was like people being like, oh my God, we've been getting our breakfast burrito from Miss Victoria for 20 years. How did you find this place? That's our hometown spot. That's where we go. That means so much more to me than someone being like, yeah, that's the best breakfast burrito in the whole world. Because is it? I don't know. I don't think so. But it's your favorite and you grew up with it and you go there every Sunday and it means something to the city. And when you're visiting Dallas, I think it's good to get a good representation of what is Dallas sometime. And I try very hard to nail that and achieve that. That is my goal when I travel, to give you the perspective of a tourist who wants to experience this city. That's it. Experience on a level that is both through my perspective. So I'm certainly eating foods that I enjoy, but also trying to get a sense of what does this city mean? And what did I discover? What was surprising to me? I think a lot of, I'll say like, Houston's a funny example too. I'll be like, when I talk to people, I'm like, or in the videos, I'm like, Houston is so diverse, it's crazy. One of the low-key best food cities I've ever been to. And people in Houston would be like, duh, of course, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course we are. And I'm like, that's great that you knew that. I'm telling you, as an outsider who works in the food world, who's from New York City, we don't know what Houston is. We have no idea what Houston is. We have like a general sense. But if you ask a normal person, even someone as knowledgeable as me, hey, what's Houston? I'm like, I don't know, Texas. It is not though. And like, that's why I'm making that video, not for people in Houston. Everyone in Houston knows you're diverse and you have incredible food. It's for people outside of Houston, me, that's my perspective, being like, holy shit, look how diverse the food is here. Look how incredible the food is here. This is amazing. That's what my videos are. And this reach for the best food, the best restaurants, it just isn't real. It's just something we make up for social media. And I think we have to choose our words more carefully. That's me included. This is the second episode in a row where I'm ranting about something that I do. And that's it. So let me know what your favorite restaurants are, but not the best, because you don't know what the best is. Nobody knows what the best is. Again, it's just an opinion. It's crazy. Okay, let's talk about what I'm into this week. And we got 2 movies. One, Caught Stealing, is a new Darren Aronofsky film. I was lucky enough to be invited to the premiere. I also went to do interviews with David Ma. He was selected to do interviews. I was there just shoot some behind the scenes content with him. And we got to talk to all the stars and Darren themselves. And I got a little sneak peek of the movie. And then I was invited to the premiere, which was freaking awesome. Like, premieres are really fun. Like, I walked the red carpet, which is completely nerve-wracking, and I don't know if I enjoyed it, but it's certainly, like, it's cool to be like, "Hey, I was on the red carpet an hour before fucking Bad Bunny showed up to be on the red carpet too." Oh, yeah, 'cause he's in a movie. So very, very, very cool experience. The movie, I feel like a lot of Darren's recent films have felt very similar. It still feels like Darren, but not Darren. This feels like where those other movies feel very like independence and very auteur kind of thing. This feels like a movie, like a summer thriller movie. Austin Butler is a star. Takes place in 1998. He finds himself in a world of crime. I'm trying to like. I walked out. I was like, how do I even explain this movie? He gets caught up in a sticky situation. Let's say that he needs to get out of. Um, Lots of twists and turns, lots of mysteries. It's honestly too violent for me. Being very sensitive to violence recently. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just getting older. Maybe it's because the whole world feels violent. But too much violence and too much gore just makes me feel icky. Because I saw Weapons. That shit was also like too gory for me. Too gory. I'm very sensitive to it. I can't. But anyway, Caught Stealing. Caught Stealing, a fun movie. I don't know if it's like a must see right now, but I think definitely if it's on streaming. Darren said that I think it's distributed by Sony or produced by Sony. He said that that's not going to be streaming anytime soon, so catch it in theaters. So I guess you have to catch it in theaters, or you could buy it on DVDs. I mean, I still buy DVDs. And speaking of DVDs that I just bought, also, I finally watched Uncut Gems from the Safdie brothers and Adam Sandler. This movie came out in 2019, so not a new thing. I actually watched a bunch of old movies this week, but I loved it. I loved it. Adam Sandler plays like a Jewish jewelry dealer in the Diamond District here in New York City, who also finds himself in a little bit of a predicament because he's a gambling addict and he owes people a lot of money, and he has this uncut gem that he's trying to sell to make money off of. And Kevin Garnett is really great in it. And yeah, God, I loved it. I watched it twice, 2 times in a row. I watched it once, and then I watched it with the commentary because I just like needed to know more about all this. And Adam Sandler is performance of a lifetime. I haven't seen all of his dramatic stuff, but like really, really, really incredible. Also some violence, but like not enough where it made me queasy. And it's funny. I was watching, and I was like, is this like the Jew, like how I feel like Italians look at Scarface in a particular way? I was like, are Jews going to look at this movie in the same way of like this like complicated figure in the like in a bad world in a bad situation, and like but like idolizing him in some ways? I could kind of see that happening. But I mean that a great film, one of my favorites. I will continue to rewatch it. So highly recommend both those things. And highly recommend you guys subscribe wherever you're watching, listening to this, leave a 5-star review, comment, share, do all those things. You guys are great. This has been a fun one, and I'll see you next time. See ya.